Have you ever felt like people don't really understand you, even when you explain yourself clearly? You think carefully before you speak. You see things others don't. Yet somehow people still label you as quiet, distant, or strange. If that sounds familiar, there's a reason for it. And no, it's not because there's something wrong with you. People who think deeply often feel out of place in everyday conversations. While others enjoy small talk, you find your mind drifting toward meanings, patterns, and consequences. You listen more than you speak. And when you do speak, you've already considered what your words might lead to. Sometimes you choose silence, not because you have nothing to say, but because you're still observing. From the outside, that silence is often misunderstood. People assume distance or disinterest, but in reality, your mind is active, constantly connecting ideas, reading between the lines, and noticing details others move past without a second thought. You are present, just in a quieter, deeper way. Deep thinkers don't just react to situations, they analyze them. Before responding, you naturally slow down. You take in the full picture. You don't just hear words, you notice tone, timing, body language, and what remains unsaid. You sense when someone is holding something back. You feel when words don't fully match intention. While others respond quickly, you pause. Not out of confusion, but out of awareness. You understand that a single moment can have layers, that a simple comment can carry meaning beneath the surface. Because of that, you choose your responses carefully. You consider impact, consequences, and emotional weight. Most people mistake that pause for hesitation or uncertainty, but what they're really witnessing is depth. A mind processing more information than most people realize. You are not slow to respond. You are thorough, and that difference often goes unnoticed. Deep thinkers value authenticity. You don't enjoy pretending or filling space with words that don't mean anything. And if a conversation feels shallow, you feel it immediately. And instead of forcing yourself to participate, you pull back. You don't speak to impress. You speak when something feels real. This often makes others uncomfortable. Some people rely on noise, constant conversation, or surface-level interaction to feel connected. Your quiet nature challenges that. It forces moments of reflection, and not everyone welcomes that feeling. So they misinterpret your silence. They call it distance. They assume disinterest. But the truth is simpler. You prefer honesty over performance, meaning over appearance. You would rather say nothing than say something empty, and while that choice may set you apart, it also protects your integrity. You are selective with your words because to you, words matter. Deep thinkers experience life more deeply. Moments don't simply pass through you. They stay, they linger. You reflect on conversations long after they end. You revisit choices, expressions, and unspoken moments. Not because you are weak, but because you care. You feel emotions fully, both the good and the difficult. This depth allows you to understand life in ways others may never pause to explore. You notice beauty in subtlety and meaning in quiet moments. But it also comes with a cost. Misunderstanding feels heavier. Rejection feels sharper. Distance feels more isolating. You don't just move on easily. You process, you integrate, you grow through reflection. And while that inner world can feel lonely at times, it is also where your empathy, creativity, and insight are born. Your depth is not a flaw. It is the source of your strength, even when it feels overwhelming. Being misunderstood doesn't mean you are broken. Often, it means you are different. In a world that moves too fast to notice depth, you don't need to change who you are. You don't need to become louder or simpler or less thoughtful. The right people will recognize your silence as awareness, your depth as strength. And sometimes, being misunderstood is simply the quiet price of thinking deeply.